Here's my prediction, honestly. Like, I think they're going to give us just enough to get us really hooked on whatever story they're trying to say, and then be like, all right, continuing the story now. Like, you got to buy the books. You got to do this. You got to buy this stuff to get the rest of it. Or
I don't think they'll continue this story with books. I absolutely disagree with that.
not the Mandalorian, but if you don't think they're going to tell sub stories because out of what has, if you don't think things are going to come out of the Mandalorian, you're insane. There's too much money there to be made. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, but maybe I'm insane. I don't know. But I just think it's such a
I don't
big
know.
character at the. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rex.
Just a little counterpoint. I feel like the books that they've released so far, they give bits and pieces, but they don't like, I don't know. I don't feel like they super delve into any like crazy unveiling or lore. I don't feel like we've seen that yet with Disney.
Yes. And here's my thing with a thing that's as big as Mandalorian. I don't disagree that there will be maybe some side plots that like the mass majority of people don't really care about that they'll release as books, but like stuff about Grogu, stuff about Ahsoka, like this was kind of my speculation that I was thinking was, and this may be completely off, but I was just thinking that like it's gonna get people really excited about these characters, and I see the next trilogy being about these characters.
Grogu, and Ahsoka.
Yes.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense.
I see the next trilogy being about Ahsoka and Grogu being in it. I don't, and because you guys saying that about her white lightsabers that she's a gray Jedi, that gets me so freaking excited because with this last whole slew of 9 movies, like I love them, but it did get a little old, the light and the dark. Like I would love to see a trilogy with a gray Jedi at the forefront and seeing where they go with that. That would be freaking dope.
Yeah.
Rex has something to say.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Rex.
Yeah, I think they're starting to go that way. How we see with the new trilogy that they're kind of getting away. I don't know. It seemed like they were getting away from the Jedi like religion. They called it like a religion or whatever. So I think it is kind of going that direction. Unfortunately, I think they said the new trilogy was going to be like something crazy, like far in the future or in it,
Oh,
not in the same galaxy, maybe or whatever.
okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about all that, but
So I don't know if we could see Ahsoka in it, but I really hope she gets her own movie or something. But I think they are saving their good stuff to either put in movies or shows like this. I think they're saving their good content, and because I'm not seeing a lot of it in the books or like hearing anything crazy, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I wasn't trying to say like that this is going to be directly continuing the story of whatever. I think it's going to expand existing lore, and we are going to get something. I don't know if Mando
Yeah.
dies, that's what I'm saying is like there's going to be a line of books and comics and stuff like that focused around these characters we're dealing with right now within the immediate next 3 or 4 years. Like
Yeah.
there has to be,
I-
especially comics,
I agree with that. Yeah.
because Marvel, like, I mean, freaking Poe Dameron had a comic run. You know, we got insight as to, you know, Kylo Ren's backstory. That is canon in comics. That's the only way you can find his backstory is in comics. So, you know, there's that. Caleb, do you have something to say?
No, not really. I don't know. I feel like Star Wars Disney is still, I think, kind of trying to iron out everything when it comes to Star Wars and the best way to deliver it to its fans. And it's been a little bumpy here and there. I mean, definitely a lot of mixed reactions to things, whether it's books or comics or the movies. I mean, so I think it's still trying to figure out what's the best way. And who knows? Maybe they'll think that, you know, the simpler the better. And I kind of lean towards that way because when it's simpler, it's more inclusive. Sure, there's less money to be made, but if you can draw in more people to a movie versus, you know, a very niche, small amount of people who are actually going to buy and read comic books, I'd much rather appeal to the masses with, you know, a movie and making it simple and something that everybody can understand and feel included in than, you know, I'm only going to hold this information for that small segment of fans who are going to read the comics. I don't know. I mean, that's just my thinking of it. And I think that it could definitely go either way, but just, it would be cool. I mean, I think, something as simple or, like Grogu's, backstory could be, I think it could be summed up in a matter of a flashback. And
Yeah.
we don't need that. I don't know. I mean, that's just my thinking. I think they could do anything.
Didn't you say like last time that they're kind of like spoon feeding us Star Wars content?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I absolutely think that.
But Mandalorian feels like you're getting a big chunk, like you're getting.
Yeah. And I think it's a little bit of give and take. You know what? And I think it depends on what perspective you're looking at it at. I think that they're trying to do a really good, or trying to juggle, spoon feeding it to people that are new to the series and maybe don't have as much experience with Star Wars, as much knowledge about Star Wars, or aren't as big a fan about Star Wars. So they're spoon feeding it to those people, or to the younger generation who are growing up with, the sequel trilogy and then are being, introduced to this huge universe. So I think they're spoon feeding it to them while also, trying to deliver in these huge doses to their diehard fans who are, driving the support of this franchise to keep them engaged too. I think they're trying to juggle and balance
It's a
both
tough
at the
task.
same time.
It's a tough task for sure.
I do think too that there is, I mean, we say a niche audience. There is a huge audience. I mean, if you put it up against the masses, I like what you said, Caleb, about delivering us. I think that the key plot points of whatever it may be, it's like, oh, here's this character, here's the thing, whatever, here's this flashback, whatever. I think it's smart to keep it simple. Give us the TV shows, Disney Plus stuff. You're going to make a lot of money on Disney Plus. Give us the movies, give us the stuff. But there is a huge audience that has wanted good Star Wars literature for a long time.
Well, and I think I agree with you that is going to be a part of it. Like, I definitely think that will be a part of it. Like you were saying, the only way to get Kylo Ren's story is from comics and stuff like that. Like, I definitely think there's going to be lore in the comics that goes along with The Mandalorian. But yes, there's a huge audience for it, but not nearly as big as for the show.
Right. And it's not going to be so big of whatever. It's going to be exterior stuff that people want to go searching for. Go ahead, Caleb.
Look, I might be making a really, really huge assumption here. And, if this is totally wrong, I apologize. But it does seem like the books and comic books were better back before, Lucasfilm and, like now it'd be Disney was overseeing and, everything. When, there was just a bunch of, different people writing their expanded universe stuff, and you got some gold out of that stuff, whether it was a Thrawn trilogy or whatever, there's some gold there. And I think it's because they had the freedom to go and do whatever they wanted. I don't think you have that now. And I think that's why the content is suffering and is not being as well received. And I think that's why, people are starving for that content because it's kind of now Star Wars is bogged down in this, thing where it's always going to have to fit into this perfect picture that Disney and Lucas has for Star Wars.
Right.
And I think that's kind of a limiting factor. So I don't
agree.
know. I think that there's only so much good that you can really do there,
Yeah, I agree with that. And I do think if they can find it for me, because I mean, if you go back and read the Kylo Ren arc in the comics, it's awesome. It's really, really good. And I think it would make it enhances the live action stuff, in my opinion. I
have it.
It's good. It is enjoyable. It's interesting. But I agree with you, Caleb. I feel like, and this isn't meant to be a Star Wars literature discussion or anything like that, but the Kylo Ren series is over. It's done. There isn't a continuing story going on of whatever the thing might be. And I think it would be cool to get something like that. And maybe we get that with the High Republic. I don't know. But we've digressed from the main topic. It's time to
how did we get here?